The Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is doubling down on his relationship with China, and you would think that we got the general election coming up and the Tories are pretending to be more patriotic and care about national security. No. Rishi Sunak cares about globalism. Welcome to the clown world. The insanity that is British politics continues. So, we have, over the last couple of days, been talking about China. We've talked about the Chinese threat as spies or accused spies, and it's not the first time something like that has happened. But we also talk about the rise of China because we are becoming less competitive. Apart from the last video, the updates about manufacturing. Good news, Britain is doing well when it comes to manufacturing. We've beaten France again. Well done, guys. But that's actually despite our politicians. This idiot of the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, is refusing to cut ties with China because of the 2050 net zero pledge, even though China have basically admitted that they're not going to care about net zero anymore. They've abandoned net zero. China goes to Davos and the World Economic Forum and creates some crazy ideas, and then they spread around the West, but they don't follow them themselves. Now, we're not necessarily saying cut ties with China so we could start some sort of war with them, no. But we're just simply saying do not treat them as a partner. They're no longer partners or allies. They were never partners or allies. They always lied. We actually, in fact, had Liz Truss during the last leadership election when she beat Rishi Sunak. She actually warned him about his relationship with China and also his family links and the businesses and everything else, his father-in-law. There's so many complications when it comes to the Chancellor Jeremy Hunt and many people in government with connections to companies linked to the CCP. But at the time, Rishi Sunak accused the team Truss of being crazy. Well, Liz Truss, as Prime Minister during that short period of time, also was moving to formally declare China a threat before she was brought down by the establishment. And since then, this Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has made a complete U-turn and said, not only China is not a threat, but they're not even a rival. They're simply a strategical challenge, right? We have to work with them. And there are those idiots who were the same people who brought down the Roman Empire, if they were alive back then, the same people who brought down the German Empire and every failed project and failed country are the same idiots right now who are promoting the new modern British diplomacy of let's basically be inside the tent. Let's talk to these tyrants because we can influence and we can change their minds. If we have a meeting with the Chinese premier and tell them, oh, you have been naughty, spying on us, they're going to listen. They're going to apologize. They're going to become pro-freedom and liberal and democratic. No, you are an idiot. That strategy never worked since the ancient times, medieval times, and now. That doesn't work. We're not saying bring back the British Empire and go around and by force change people's countries and systems and cultures. No. But at this point, trying to be friendly with enemies who are seeing you as an enemy and you're pretending to see them as friends, that doesn't work either. You're doing the same thing with Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran go out there every single day saying death to America and death to Britain. And you go out there, the Foreign Office, still making relationships with Iran. Because of Joe Biden and the Americans, because the US Democrats like the Iranian regime. This is absolutely disgusting stuff. You say one thing publicly, you do something else exact opposite behind closed doors. Now Rishi Sunak is defending his position by saying, by speaking frankly and directly, we will ensure that our messages are heard clearly and that our interests and values are protected and promoted. Oh, shut up. This is absolute nonsense. As I said, no one cares. Nobody cares. It's the same strategy that we've had definitely since John Major and Blair and Cameron onwards, where they say, well, we just had a meeting in Riyadh with the Saudi leaders and we raised our concerns when it comes to human rights. You do it for 10 minutes, for 2 minutes in front of journalists, and then you have a meeting about oil, you have a meeting about strategies with geopolitical issues in the region, and you come back home. Nothing changes, and they continue. And there are those who love the British diplomacy right now. They say, yeah, but we have some examples. We have that random nation in Africa, in a corner of Africa, who are now considering to have elections. And that's because of our influence, British soft power, the BBC World Service. Oh, shut up, and your NHS is nonsense. Everything is crazy right now, and we wonder why we are losing across the world. It's because we don't know, the people in charge don't know how to have a vision. We no longer have any vision for our nation. We are more busy and distracted going out there, be generous to the rest of the world, instead of actually looking after our own people. We are sending out foreign aid to the Chinese Communist Party and the Indian idiots, the socialists in government. And they're going to space. They don't need us. We're still sending money to all the idiots around the world. Anyway, then we have Jeremy Hunt also defending this position. Obviously, I'm so shocked. Jeremy Hunt says diplomacy is about talking to everyone. I'm so glad this is some sort of like a basic definition in the dictionary. It's like saying, Jeremy Hunt, what is your opinion on democracy? Democracy is when people vote. Yeah, well done for explaining what diplomacy is. Yeah, diplomacy is talking to everyone. That includes Kim Jong-un. That's what Trump did. And you guys didn't like that, did you? Talking to everyone is very different to being friendly with them. You can talk. You can negotiate. You could even fight. Remember the early days, Reagan and Gorbachev? And early days, Thatcher and Gorbachev? It wasn't easy. And things changed. But you don't pretend to surrender or actually surrender. That's not how it works. But these people don't understand history. They never learn from history. They pretend to be expert because they go to Oxford or Cambridge, or they go to the Conservative Party research department and basically in the echo chambers learn about modern history or what John Major or Tony Blair did and say, we know how to run the Foreign Office now. We are the experts at Foreign Office. No, you're not. This is my rant of the day. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.